Alright, so a lot of people have said that I sound like Corpse. I don't know why, like, I'm not complaining though, the guy's a beauty. That kind of gave me like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast, right? I'm like, what if I make a song like Corpse Husband? And I'm a pretty big fan of his music. I'm a big fan of just his content in general, so I'm like, you know what, let's do this. Now, it's kind of new for me, his style of music, because I'm more of like a R&B, psychedelic pop kind of guy, but I figured like, you know what, I might as well give it a try. So this is how I made a song like Corpse. So as you can see, there's barely anything on the thing. There's one pattern, and in that one pattern I put everything, which I usually don't do, but there was like very little that was actually there. So we might as well start off with the elephant in the room, which are the 808s. So extremely heavy hitting, they're extremely loud. I added some fucking compression, just some slight distortion over here too, because this is all about just being heavy. This is modern day heavy metal. This is just about being as distorted and compressed as possible. Then I added like the other drums, you know. I also heavily compressed the kick and the clap. And for the melody, I barely did anything with the melody, but I really wanted to make like a horror movie inspired song, right? Something like the sounds you'd hear in the Shining movie. That's what I was heavily inspired with. So I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm finna add like this just unsettling, just to scare some people, right? I could have done a little better with the melody. I could have actually like sampled something, but regardless. Now we're gonna go into the vocals, and unfortunately, if you don't have that much of a deep voice, I can't really help you. I mean, you could do like Foreman shifting, but it just sounds off. It just sounds really weird. But regardless, this is basically what I did for the effects. Alright, so this is what I did. I added the fruity limiter as a compressor over here, right? You see that? Then I added a de-esser, de-esser split band. Then I added a limiter around over here at like negative 11 dB. Yeah, this sound, I had an EQ over here, even though I really don't think I should have had. I'm just gonna put it back to default because it sounds the best like this. Because originally I had it for my normal songs, I usually sing in a higher register, so I take away a lot of the bass and sub bass. But considering this is a very, deep song, I decided to just keep everything. And finally, Soundgoodizer. This is basically the fucking, you need this in everything. Alright, Soundgoodizer is God, basically. And then what I decided to do is I added a bit of distortion here. This is how it sounds with and without. Running up the block and she sucked my dick like Haka. I ain't getting on my bag, yeah, she know it's always talking. Just to make it heavy as fuck. This might sound super just lo-fi in the fact of like it sounds very poorly made, but I mean, at least for me, I made this very quickly, and I also sort of did it intentionally because you're probably gonna hate this, but I'm a pretty big fan of Whole Lotta Red now. I used to hate it, but like I'm very into the whole just distorted, just angry punk shit. So I figured it made sense with this. So this is basically the final product. You're probably thinking while you're playing this, you can at least with headphones, you can barely hear anything. That's why when you export it, you have to export it at the best quality possible. So I did it at 512 point sync, 32-bit, all that stuff, and then I rendered it. You know what I mean? And when you're done, this is the final product. Suck my dick like Haka, I ain't getting on my bag, yeah, she know it's always talking, I ain't running on my bag, yeah, always taking talk like I'm mad, yeah, you taking real, so I keep mad, yeah, bitches come first when you a little bitch, running on my block, and she sucking on some that she get, yeah I get. I ain't never taking fuck. Fuck you talking about, little bitch, I never loved you. Never taking back, I never held you. I'm running you, running from the top, and that's a hell room. Always running hell room, yeah you know it's hell room. So that was basically it. I mean, bro, this isn't music for everybody, right? This is for a very niche thing. And on top of that, this is like the first song I've ever done in this style. But I think at the most basic level, pretty good example. Because obviously, if you're a lot more experienced, you can then tweak it a little bit. If you're more in tune with like these heavier sounds, then you'll be a little more well versed in this. But this is basically the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check out my music too. It's in the description, it's in the card, it's everywhere. Even if your taste isn't like sort of dream pop, that sort of thing, I think you might enjoy it. So give it a listen. This was Álvaro Rubio, and peace.